Hey guys, it's Dawn with Open Range Academy. I want to talk to you guys today about when you get your puppy home, what do you want your kennel work to look like? Again, this is a really specific thing to your relationship with your dog, what type of dog you got, what breed. Let's say, for example, I just got a Belgian Shepherd puppy. They don't like to be alone. So if I got that puppy at 10 weeks old, brought her home and started the kennel training with her all night long, it would be murder. Right? So the most important thing to me was creating that relationship with her, especially in that first week, making sure that she knew that she could trust me. Okay, so I am kennel training her. I'm doing it in the daytime, little bits at a time, making sure that she's okay to be alone, that she understands that she's okay to be alone. Some of these dogs kennel train a lot easier. I've previously had golden retrievers that are like, oh yeah, I get this. If you just throw a nice bone in there for them, they understand and they'll run to that kennel. So it's going to depend on your dog and what you want for your relationship. I don't ever feel like doing a little bit of kennel work is ever a bad thing. And here's why. We're going to have dogs that may need to go to the vet sometime. At the groomer, they may need to be in a kennel. So teaching them that the kennel is not a scary place sets them up to be very confident dogs when they do need to go in one. A lot of times our service dogs as puppies may sleep in kennels, and as soon as they're able, we want them out, either sleeping at the end of the bed or over the legs or wherever is best for that handler. In service dog work, it cannot be an in-the-box thinking because every situation is so different that we're going to have to do it a little bit differently. So take into account what you're going to need the dog to do later on for you. Is it going to be nighttime work? Are you mostly good at night and you could teach the dog kennel? That could be fine. We can do it that way. But what I always like to tell my disabled handlers, because most oftentimes sleep is of the utmost importance to us. Okay, we need that sleep. We need it. We require it, or our bodies are going to function even worse than they already do. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cater it to each person, okay? If I, specifically me, get a puppy, I do most all of my kennel work in the daytime. I'll leave the kennel open at night. I'll leave them in the big X pen. I love an X pen. Or I will leave them in the kennel open and I'll sleep by the kennel, or we'll sleep on the couch together. There's a lot of options. I just make sure that I'm making sure the puppy is getting out to potty. With Breck, having her sleep near me at night that first week was absolutely amazing for her because, number one, she trusted me. She still trusts me. She trusted me to understand that she was afraid to be alone based on her genetics, right? That's what's in those dogs. So she trusts me now because I knew that. I catered to that. Like, you don't have to be alone. I'm right here. And then I started to make a little distance. Now Brecky can be in the kennel for 2 hours while I go to one of my kids' basketball games, and I can see her on the camera and she has her bone and then she just falls asleep. So sometimes think about things a little bit outside of the box. We don't always have to do that kennel train right away. We can back off and do it a little bit differently. Now, when you do start kennel training your dog, you want it to be a happy, positive experience, right? We don't want them to feel like I'm going in the kennel and I am going to die. We need them to feel like I like it in here. I get my favorite bone. I have a little bit of water, a little bit of snacks in here, and I'm only in here while I can see my mom, So it's a nice handoff, and you work on adding time as you need, as the dog gets older and older. But if the dog can only be in the kennel for 2 or 3 minutes at first without freaking out and feeling uncomfortable, that's okay. Now, some of you are going to get dogs from breeders who have already done the kennel training, and then this is kind of a moot point for you guys because the dogs will already be generally very good in a kennel. So I just want to make sure that you prioritize the relationship over that task of kennel training, because the relationship with your service dog is what's going to get you through those really hard times, that bond of trust that we create from day one.